Well, hello everyone, and welcome to all our profiteers. Warm welcome to the weekend bulletin of the Profit Curve. I hereby would like to share my thoughts with all of you, and also just discuss the scenario that we are in, with that we find in. I read a quote, and it makes sense overall as an investment quote that investment is something like watching paint dry or watching grass grow. It's a painful process. It's a disciplined process, rather. It tests the patience out of the best of people. Now, we have quite a few points to update all of our subscribers and also the new joinees to our group. So let's take it point by point. But first point, which is very obvious, is that investment and return on investment, ROI, guys, will take time. It's as good as paint dry or let the grass grow. You have to water it constantly, but if you have already watered it, then you can't just keep looking key how much the grass has grown. It's like a money plant you're planting in your portfolio if you have the right stocks. So that is one, and to have the right stocks is the most important agenda, and that is why we keep discussing. I keep coming to you with different guests and all of that. And thank you for your patronship. Thank you for your appreciation. It really matters a lot to us that we are connecting, we are breaking new ground, and we are just what we are doing is trying to bring the truth, because in the world of finance and investment there is so much scuttlebutt, there is so much noise that somebody has to go out and dig the news out of the noise. You really have to dig it up, that okay, this was news, I'm sorry, it was submerged in the noise. So probably some important pointers for all of us. First, the US elections, it's supposed to be announced, it's supposed to be held, the last polling day is 3rd November, but it's not like our Indian elections, which are tech savvy and within 2 days you get results and all of that. It takes time. Apparently, this time they have gone for paper ballots also because of the pandemic. So the point is, you never know whether the results or the definitive trend will come out by 5th November, by 10th November, by 15th November. We don't know. We are just guessing. There is news in the market that by 5th November, all of us will have an idea that who's going to come. And also, please note, guys, that the US election system is a little complicated for the layman to understand. So let's not even go and try and understand how they work out who wins, okay? Because it's electoral college. It's a very complex system, and they have a lot of analysis and a lot of good people who are doing it. But the point is, for investors, for people like us, we've been warning you from, I think, August, when we started the bulletins, that be safe, take care. It's not, we have the September month warning we had when the markets are volatile. Then we had the October signals that the festive demand is going up. Then now, finally, November 3rd, it all boils down to 3rd November. We have been warning us, all of us actually. But for investors, you just need to do what you're doing. This warning is just to keep a track, not to do anything. The lesser you do as an investor, the better it is, because you just need to, if you're an SIP, keep continuing your SIP. आप SIP कर रहे हो तो वो चालू रखिए, क्योंकि वो तो best है. You get the advantage during such times. So that was the first point, that we never know when the results of this election is going to come. But till the time it comes, the market will have some volatility, and let us expect that we come out of it. The second point is our local economy, the Indian economy, is bouncing back very strongly. In fact, even the US economy gave some numbers that they are also bouncing back, but the job situation is still terrible overall everywhere in the world. In India, however, what is adding to this demand of products is obviously FMCG, retail, consumption. Consumption as a theme is doing pretty well. So any stocks that you have bought out on that theme, they are doing well. IT and pharma, you can call them the two, best sellers of India's story going further. Make no mistake, the Indian equity markets have been on a downward trend for the last 3 years. And for the long term investors, guys, this is actually the time to stay invested and book some, or rather watch your money plant grow. In the next 3 years could be that time. And why I say that, the final point of the bulletin, point number 3. Guys, it's very simple. It's not rocket science. To understand world economics today is becoming simpler and simpler, but we only need to consider the geopolitical impact of these economic theories. Economics as a subject, which you have been taught, was different. That was more theory. But to understand basic, um, economic impact of the current events is not that tough. I'll tell you. So historically, if you see the trend, whenever there is a recession, every 10, 12 years, yeah, every 10, once in a decade, we are having that. So for whatever reason, we had a recession. This time it was the pandemic. 2008, it was the global financial crisis in US. But whatever be the reason, the impact is unclear. One thing is clear is, for most of these first world countries, it takes 2.5 years to come back to normalcy, and after this, we don't know how many years they'll take to come back to normalcy. Our local Indian economy is different. We have so much local demand. We have 135 crore people. So because of the local demand, we still try and, our companies can survive and give it back. And in fact, now we are exporting. We are exporting 72% of the world's pharma goes via India. India's IT exports annually are around $180 billion. $180 billion of annual IT export. You know what? That's exactly the number of Saudi Arabia's oil exports to the world. So जितना oil Saudi Arabia पूरी दुनिया में बांटता है, उतना India information technology बांटती. Can you see the impact of these statistics, guys? Also, the point I was making, the third point is, whenever the US economy goes in a mild recession or a recession, India's economy has seen the next 3 years of growth of Indian economy after a pandemic or a recession has been rebound. It's just been like if you throw the ball down, a ping pong ball, you know how it rebounds up. So our economy has shown that we are the fastest in the world to rebound. एंड एक और चीज़ याद रखिए, द रीज़न इज़ बिकॉज cheap oil, the price of the oil goes down whenever there is a recession, and cheap oil and cheap money, liquidity is abundant in the world financial system. Because of this abundant liquidity, cheap oil, these are the two sanjeevani booties, if I may say so, that drive our economy. And this time I think the government has been so prudent, and they are fighting fire with fire on all fronts. They are firing on all cylinders. See, if you keep the politics aside, I think you have to give credit to the policymakers this time, because they have really, on the economic front, tried to help out. They have not been sleeping over it, or they've stocked up good amount of oil at the cheapest price. So we understand the impact of all these decisions, because tomorrow, we have enough oil in the country at the lowest value, stocked up for at least 2 years from now. What this means is, between now and 2022, we are making a prediction at the profit curve. We are going to see the most sustainable, logical, and robust economic growth and bounce back. I would say bounce back or recovery in India that you haven't seen for the last 3 decades. And we are very confident on this number, because the economy has no other option. Our economy has to rebound. There's so many people, so much of demand, local demand, latent demand, pent up demand. Plus, adding to that is the exports. Now we are exporting so many things now. The impetus has gone from imports to exports. So our imports are coming down, our exports are going up. Classic paradigm for ideal balance of payments, and that's what we are moving towards. More exports, practically less or practically nil imports, because the moment you don't take oil, the moment you don't import oil, 70% of your import bill goes down. Next big import is gold. The moment our gold demand has gone down because of whatever reasons, the reasons could be the pandemic this time, but it's okay. Economic impact is the gold has gone down. So what has happened is, we have not imported these guys who are processing it have not imported any further new gold. So yes, the government is saving on all that money, and the economy can bounce back through regular stimulus that these guys are giving. So cheap money and cheap oil, the two factors that matter to us. I think I watched Sanjay Jumani ji's prediction also, and I agree with him. Logical prediction on numerology and astrology that by 2022, he had predicted this in 2019, that by 2022, अपना जो सोने की चिड़िया हम लोग बोलते थे इंडिया को एक जमाने में कि ये वाकई में सोने की चिड़िया है. I think that time is coming back, guys. So we are good to go to reach that time, because the way I can see things, see, the difference is we are not reactive. I would like to take a lot of credit here that touchwood, at least we are proactive policy makers and policy strategists in terms of our own finance and our subscribers interests. So I will not come to you and say that, oh, ऐसा हो गया उसके वजह से अभी ऐसा करो. No, we will work out. Our day starts with data, our day ends with data and a lot of data and facts. We work on facts and figures, not noise and scuttlebutt. We shy away from noise. We focus like clockwork on facts and figures, and that's why, because when you have numbers on your side, then I can see that by 2022 middle, 2021 will be the year of recovery. It will take time, but it's the year of coming back to pre-COVID normalcy. Of course, normalcy has come back. It's coming back, but with precaution. But 2022, I can see that it's going to be the year that defines India's foothold on the world map. बिकॉज गाइस फार्मा की वैक्सीन कोई भी निकाले, कभी ना कभी तो आएगी वैक्सीन. आज कल 1 मंथ, 2 मंथ, 3 मंथ, 6 मंथ, कभी ना कभी तो आएगी ना वैक्सीन. Whenever it comes, it has to pass through India. 72% of the world's pharma, generic and also otherwise, depends on this country. There is no other way that somebody can produce a vaccine at that magnitude and supply to the world. They have to come to us, literally. We are the same at India is the same for the pharma sector the way China was earlier for manufacturing, and we are benefiting all these years. So all these factors put together in a year and a half, we can see that we are back on track as per economic growth. So that's it, guys. I don't want to make it too heavy for anyone to understand. If you have any questions on the bulletin, please feel free to put down your comments, and I'll see you soon. Keep profiting.